For my pop music magazine, I wanted to attract females from under the age of 14, so youth. I wanted to do this as it's usual that pop music magazines are aimed at females and at young girls, so I wanted to include colours that are bright and eye-catching, such as pinks, purples, which are also related as being feminine, so it would attract that sort of target audience. I included fun subjects such as who is hotter, adding male celebrities into the magazine to, as girls love gossip, they also like reading things about boys because it interests them at that age. That's the sort of age when you start liking things like that, sort of fun topics. I included lots of gossip, so sort of relationships, are they breaking up, new albums that people at that age would want to know about, the sort of what pop music is coming out at that time. I included lots of bold fonts. I used a website called Da Font, and that allowed me to go through loads of different fonts, and it makes the magazine more interesting. It looks more professional because you're not sort of using the normal just word fonts. I was going into detail and finding lots of interesting ones that I knew people of that young age would find eye-catching and appealing. Now, as I had done a draft before doing the final piece, I had learned a lot that you have to rasterize photos before you can actually use things on it. For example, if I were to use the magic wand, you have to rasterize the image first, otherwise it won't let you use it. I learned about the rubber icon, I learned how to add shapes onto the page, I learned how to make the shapes have a gradient and to have shadows, and this was all through the process of just staying in and going through Photoshop and going through the different qualities and techniques that I could use on the page. For the fact that when I'm looking at my draft, it was so simple. I didn't add texture to any of the shapes, I didn't add texture to the fonts, I used simple word fonts, and it looked really immature and it didn't look like it was a final product. So by having that experience firsthand, when going on to my final piece and my final product, I had already learned loads of new techniques and loads of techniques that I could instantly use. And I also looked up on YouTube how to use Photoshop to sort of expand my knowledge of the website itself. I also find that by having people of a younger age that I can base my magazine at, it's a lot easier for me because I have gone through that stage and that age, and I have gone through the experience of reading pop music magazines and enjoying the exact same things that I know what to put onto the magazine. Whereas if it was for people older, it's a lot harder because I haven't yet had the experience and the knowledge of reading a magazine that would appeal to someone that is older, for the fact that it's not what the target audience that they're aiming their magazine at yet. I'm not that target audience. So it's a lot easier having people that I can relate to and an age that I can relate to myself, because then I can incorporate things that I liked at that age and my friends liked and what was popular into the magazine.